everyone, it's April here, bringing you another episode of Rescue and Recreate, the series where I take a TLC American Girl doll and basically turn her into a brand new doll. If you watched the previous episode, you will know this week's theme is sci-fi, and the first 11 suggestions I got are Princess Leia, a Terminator, Cress from the Lunar series, Nebula, Agatha Harkness, 11, Mystique, Superman, June from A Handmaid's Tale, Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, Din Djarin, and the fan favorite with 3 votes was Lilo. If your suggestion didn't make it on the wheel, please don't feel discouraged. You can ring the bell below to get notified as soon as I post new videos in the future, increasing your chances. Now let's spin this wheel. And it has landed on a Terminator. And I'm so happy you didn't specify which one because now I have more creative liberty. And on a side note, Lilo has been added to the fan favorite wheel, which is almost full. I compiled a list of Terminators to choose from. Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800 is probably the most recognizable Terminator, but that would just be too obvious. And making a girl Terminator would be inherently easier. And after last episode, I was looking to take it a little easy. So that narrowed down my choices considerably, and I decided to go with the Terminator that most people probably haven't even seen because it was from an obscure spin-off show called The Sarah Connor Chronicles. I mean, I have seen it, but my husband is a very big fan of Terminator. Anywho, the Terminator that I will be making is Cameron, a prototype T-900 Terminator played by Summer Glau. And I did think about taking it easy and making her look completely normal, which is how she is in most of the show. But then she wouldn't really look like a Terminator, so obviously I need to show her as being part machine. On the plus side, I can finally use this TLC Mary Ellen doll that I have been unable to get the yellow stains off of her cheeks. I have been trying on and off for like 3 months now. She is missing her wig and eyes, and I've already restrung and cleaned her body, and no additional stain removal is required. The head, however, has several little flaws that need to be smoothed out and yellow spots that need to be covered. The first step is to get her eyes situated before doing a face-up. Cameron has dark brown eyes, and I have one here from Dallas Doll Co. I'm going to set this to the side until I have the other eye ready. And you might be a little confused about what I mean by get the other eye ready. And basically, what I want to do is make her other eye a glowing red eye. And the rough plan for that is to use a red LED and put it inside of an American Girl eye. And I will need to drill out the back of the eye and the socket so that I can run the wires out of the bottom of her head to a battery pack so that I can turn the eye on and off. The first step was to remove the paint from the iris and pupil of the eye, and I did this using a hairdryer to warm up the paint before peeling it off with tweezers. Once the paint was removed, I superglued the lashes back in place, and I superglued the LED in place in the middle of the pupil. For drilling the holes, I picked a drill bit approximately the same size as the wire bundle right behind the LED. For installing the eyes, I'm actually going to try a different method, since there is a wire hanging out of one eye, making the usual way less than ideal. These are banding pliers. They are used on farms and they can be found in farm stores and on Amazon. Now the basics of this method is that you still soak your head in hot water beforehand, but you can put the banding pliers into the eye socket and squeeze it open, allowing the eye to drop in. Now I have tried this method once before unsuccessfully as the pliers broke. They were some cheaper plastic ones from Amazon, but I borrowed these from my dad. So this method has worked on the first eye. Now I will run the wires through the hole in the back of the socket for the other eye before prying the socket open. and the pliers broke. But since they're quite old, I am going to get some new ones to try again. Plus, I have to replace the ones I broke. It will take a couple of days to get them, so let's move on to something else in the meantime. In the episode of the Sarah Connor Chronicles where you see Cameron's red eye and the metal under her skin, she is wearing a grayish blue jacket, a white long sleeve shirt, black gloves, and a pair of dark blue skinny jeans. I already had the fabric I needed for the jeans, shirt, and gloves, but I did need to go to Hobby Lobby for the jacket fabric and a couple of items to add additional details. I was going to start working on her outfit, but my sewing area was such a mess, so I gave it a makeover. For her gloves, I made them the same way that I always make gloves. I just added some elastic to the bottom. For her jeans, I will be using this pair of dark jean shorts as material and this Liberty Jane pattern for skinny jeans. Then to add some additional details, I'm going to be adding double cap rivets. To add the double cap rivets, I make a hole using an awl in the desired location before pushing the rivet post through the hole, and then I add a cap to the top. I place the rivet in an anvil and then place the setting tool on top, tapping it in place with a hammer. I use this Liberty Jane tank top pattern and my long sleeve pattern to make her white shirt that you can see peeking out from under her jacket. I used the bomber jacket pattern from the previous episode with several alterations and a few added pieces to create her jacket. For her boots, I'm using American Girl Doll riding boots, but I used a black marker to cover up the white edges of the fabric on the boots, as you can see here. The new banding pliers are here, and apparently these open extra wide. I re-soaked the head and it should be ready to go. FYI, to keep the water from leaking out of the hole that I drilled, I did use an awl to plug it. While these do open extra wide, they are in the way because the way they're designed, this piece of metal is right where I need the eye to be. But hopefully we can still pull this off. Allow me a moment to interrupt to talk about the next episode of Rescue and Recreate, where the theme will be Disney. So if you can think of a Disney character you would like to see turned into an American Girl doll, let me know in the comments below. For her firearm, I ordered this model pack from Amazon and had my husband build them for me. They are a little small to be the proper scale, but I'm hoping you guys won't notice. Except I just told you. But oh well, now let's get started on her face up. Step 1. Remove old eyebrows using a bit of acetone. Step 2. Paint parts of the face metallic silver. Step 3. Paint over the metallic silver with the gray paint you meant to use in the first place, but don't film it. Step 4. Paint the area around the eye black, and paint a thin line of black around each gray area. Step 5. Paint over dried gray paint with metallic silver. Step 6. Get some cotton ready. I used cotton from Q-tips. Step 7. Add a glue line around the silver areas, adding bits of cotton as well. The goal here is to add texture. Step 8. Mix blood-colored acrylic paint to paint over the dried glue and cotton. Step 9. Add an eyebrow to the not machine side of her face. Step 10. Add detail lines to the lips using a watercolor pencil. Step 10.5. Tape off the eyes. Step 11. Seal using a very thin coat of Mr. Super Clear. Step 12. Use a black watercolor pencil to add additional detail lines. Step 13. Seal it again using Mr. Super Clear. Now I'm going to have to do something I've been dreading. I have to destroy the clothes that I made. That took hours. But I have to give them proper battle damage. I use an awl to poke a bunch of holes, and then I smear on some fake blood. I will be adding some double cap rivets to some of the holes in the jacket for additional detail. I got this wig from Amazon, and rather than cut it and destroy it, I'm just going to push the wig back and glue it in place, making it look as if a patch of her hair is missing. And the last step is to wire her eye to the battery pack. I will be using a 9-volt battery to power the eye, and now that the wires are connected, I'm going to shove the battery pack into her cloth body right up against her back so I can still switch the eye on and off. Now for the grand reveal. Here is the before and after. And here she is next to Cameron. And did I mention she can also be used as a nightlight? Isn't that cool? Not creepy at all. Are you interested in purchasing this Terminator American Girl doll, or possibly one of my previous creations? If so, the link to my eBay shop will be in the description below. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you liked that video and would like to see more like it, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have an adorable day.